'cause my house is not a home where no one's there. So alone. No.
Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be focusing on different shapes, how to file and stuff like that. So let's get into this video. So I'm sorry this clip is kind of like all over the place, but I had actually deleted this clip for this nail, but we're doing ballerina for this shape, and I used some straight edge clippers. You could also use some nail scissors to get like a good straight line. So what I did is just clipped a good amount of it off from both sides, just because it is ballerina shape and you want it to be like a coffin but more narrow. So you could just see me using my file on the side walls, and then you'll see me filing it underneath as well, because you want to make sure it's not thick. You want to make sure it's thin and the shape is there. So something that's very important to do way before you even shape is sizing. Sizing is so important when adding to your client's nails, because number one, you want it to fit sidewall to sidewall, and number two, it can prevent it from popping off or lifting. What I do is, after I apply that nail, I file the top. See how I'm kind of doing right now? I already like filed the top so it blends seamlessly into her nail. And also, the file I'm using is super important as well. You want to use a 80 and 80 file from my local nail supply, but I'm pretty sure you can get them online as well. And the shape I'm doing for this one is the straight shape. You just want to make sure that you're making the file go straight down. Whatever shape you're doing, just make sure you're doing it parallel to whatever shape you're doing. So it's like, if you're doing coffin, just make sure you're making your file go the way it's supposed to go and go straight. Just make sure you're not filing right where the nail and the tip meet, like right there on the sidewall. Don't file it so aggressive, because that could actually hurt your client. So just make sure that when you're filing, you're taking those into precautions as well. And moving on to the next shape, which is going to be our stiletto. So you see, okay, so when you envision doing a stiletto, envision there's a straight line in the middle. I could have clipped it a little bit more narrow, but I just filed it. But if you want to cut down on your file time, just cut it more narrow and more pointy. As you can see, I did cut it like ballerina shape, but you can see that when I keep filing it, it's going to be the stiletto shape. But like I said before, make sure your file is parallel. You see how I'm going up and down, but then I move it to that desired the desired line, which is like going diagonal. Just make sure that you're following the line that you cut, so it comes out sharp and crisp. And like I said before, your file is super important when you're filing these nail tips. And in a couple more clips, as you can see, I'm filing kind of more on the top. For this desired shape, I actually start moving down to the tip so I could get that pointy stiletto look. I do end up turning the nails around just so I could see it from different angles. This is super important as well if you want to get the free edge to be very crisp. Like, this is like super important to get that crispy look. So you turn your client's nails around and you just take your file and file that free edge. It's gonna make it super straight, and you're gonna thank me later. And also, you kind of just see where my hand placement is from my other hand. It's right where the tip and the natural nail meet, just so like it's not hurting the client and it doesn't pop off. It's not going to pop off, but it's just like, it's a weird feeling when you're filing it and there's no pressure being like right there. So yeah, just hold that part down and then just take my file and file. This is only like around this part, but when you're filing it naturally, you don't need to do it. So the next shape we're going into is our tapered square. So for this, you don't want to clip a lot off. As you can see, I'm not clipping a lot off at all. I'm just clipping like a little part because it's tapered, but it's not coffin. So You just have to make sure you're not clipping it too much because it will be coughing if you clip it too much. So you just clip that part. And this shape takes minimal filing. So you just want to straight line, and then you'll see how the shape comes to life. Like, it's not straight and it's not square and it's not coughing. Like, it's in between both, but it's more square, if that makes sense, because it's just tapered. And the same thing applies once you get your sidewalls straight. Turn your client's hands over and file that free edge, just like how I'm doing. Look at the shape from different angles. I feel like this will help you to really master the shape that you need. See how I'm now moving on to coffin nails. I'm just clipping more of it off. Don't clip too much to where it's ballerina, but clip it enough to where you know it's the coffin shape. Just like so. You don't have to clip too much if you're a beginner, because you could always file more off later, because if you clip more off, you're gonna have to start all over. But if you take your file and just file, you just have to file more, which is fine because you don't want to have to start all over. So just take that into mind. But yes, just don't clip too much, because you could always use your file and file whatever you need to file more down, or you could file less if it's already clipped too much. So I just flipped the coffin over and then just looking at it from a different angle, just to make sure that it's really coffin, and to make sure that the lines are straight and that I get that free edge straight as well. Just focus more on your sidewalls, making sure they're not thick, making sure underneath the sidewalls are also filed. It's honestly very important to get that shape crisp before you add your application, before you prep. It's going to help you so much with time. Time is very important. You're going to need to break down everything and consume your time, because if you have clients back to back, you're not going to be worried about a lot of stuff. Like, you're not going to want to worry about a lot of stuff. But okay, thank you guys for watching. This basically sums up the whole video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please comment down below, and I'll also have my part 2 link to this video, which is the acrylic application for Apex and just everything for beginners. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll have that link down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.